This one was a hard one for me. Here in Canada, we grieve slow. We carry tragedy with reverence. But in the US, school shooting makes front page headlines for 2 days, then gets buried beneath the next celebrity meltdown or political scandal. America has transformed massacres into a kind of fast food journalism, a brief binge of shock and outrage, followed by a rapid scroll past the next distraction. The only thing shorter than a school shooting's media cycle is a TikTok trend. Let's just take a moment to recap 2025. Antioch High School, Nashville, January. One kid killed and another injured. Media coverage lasted, well, let's see, about 48 hours. Enough time to light some candles, shed a few tears, then pivot to a rerun of reality TV. Florida State, April. 2 dead, several injured. Student union was turned into a temporary morgue of grief and confusion. By the time the funerals started, the news had already moved on to gas prices. Tragedy? Meet corporate convenience. Evergreen High, Colorado, September. 16-year-old shoots classmates. 16 families destroyed. And yet, on the same day, Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while visiting a Utah University campus. You might as well label that one a school shooting, too. Way to go, America. Imagine learning that your child was just shot in school and it being overshadowed by yet another shooting. Here's the part that's truly infuriating: the government in action. The U.S. has perfected the ritual of grief without consequence. 1. Thoughts and prayers. After every shooting, politicians line up to tweet a sanitized condolence. Thoughts and prayers. 3 words. Not policies, not laws, not a single measurable action. Just words, like sprinkling glitter over a pile of rubble. 2. Gun lobby loyalty. Instead of protecting children, elected officials protect the NRA donations. Because why risk political capital when the profit motive is louder than morality? 3. Mental health claims. They blame shooters on a mental illness while simultaneously cutting funding for mental health programs, a conveniently self fulfilling cycle. 4. The political shelf life of outrage. Massacres are political theater for exactly 2 weeks. That's the window to appear compassionate without actually doing anything. Then silence, then a new tragedy. Each inaction is a choice. Every bullet fired is compounded by political negligence. The government's real policy isn't just inaction, it's an active strategy of forgetting, kind of bureaucratic amnesia that shields itself from accountability.
Ask you about another difficult tragedy. We saw the school shooting in Minnesota. There have been so many of these, and there's growing frustration that whenever something like this happens, people talk about it, but the politicians are failing to get anything done. Do you have any plans this time, in the wake of this latest tragedy, to propose new legislation or anything as it relates to gun violence or mental health?
Let me be real clear about this. I mean, everybody in America is heartbroken over this disaster. It's the latest in a string, and it's just terrible. Our gratitude goes out to law enforcement, the first responders, and our prayers go out for the families and everybody involved in that community. We saw the father of that little boy, the 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, who lost his life, give some just heart-wrenching remarks yesterday. Showing strength. But listen, it's important that politicians on either side of the aisle do not politicize a moment like this. There are many common sense measures that can and should be taken to protect children at schools and churches that do not involve taking away the constitutional rights of law-abiding American citizens. At the end of the day, the problems in these situations is not the guns, it's the human heart. And we can put more resources towards treatment of mental health. Obviously, this terrible, evil person who did this was suffering from serious mental health issues. We've got to be on guard to make sure that we can foresee that and prevent it and then harden our facilities. There's a lot of things that could be done.
But will we see something this session? Do you plan on proposing something?
Look, we're open to any bipartisan solution that can address these kinds of issues that actually go to the heart of the matter. We're always open for that.
Why does the news of school shootings vanish faster than snow in July? 1. Frequency dulls sensitivity. When shootings are weekly, shock becomes routine. Horror loses its ability to shock. 2. Ratings driven coverage. Tears and vigils spike viewership, but not profits long term. So media cycles move on. Tragedy becomes a consumable, then disposable commodity. 3. Narrative convenience. Silence allows politicians to dodge accountability. The story vanishes, so does the pressure to change.
But I'm serious, nothing by response to speak of the House.
Do you think you'll speak about that this week?
Should there be any gun restrictions at all?
4. National distraction overload. Americans are bombarded by disasters, celebrity scandals, and political circus acts. Outrage has a half-life measured in hours. The result? Families are left in silence while the country scrolls onward, as if trauma were a hashtag you can mute. Here's the cruelty the media and government can't touch. The lives left behind. Mom still sits in an empty chair at dinner. Dad scrolls through an unfinished text. Classmates return to school corridors haunted by memory. And the rest of the country? They've moved on. It's like telling a grieving parent, sorry, your child's death doesn't fit the trending topic today. Silence is violence. Forgetting is a crime of omission. And yet it is institutionalized in the daily routine of government and media alike. From here in Canada, it's surreal. Watching the US is like watching a neighbor's house burn weekly and then casually making s'mores. We, too, have our tragedies, but our national memory allows grief to linger. And we debate, we legislate, and we mourn. Down south, tragedy is on a subscription plan. Fresh massacre, auto renewal every few weeks, no cancellation policy. Children die, families cry, and politicians smile for the cameras without risking a dime of their political capital. The ritual is now predictable. Shooting, media frenzy, politicians tweet, candlelight vigils, empty promises, silence, and the next tragedy. It's not journalism, it's It's a factory of outrage, producing moral panic that expires faster than milk. Each step reinforces an action. Each forgetting allows another shooting to occur. The system isn't broken. It's optimized for neglect. And everyone is complicit. Politicians, networks, and the distracted public. And the greatest tragedy isn't just the shootings, it's the forgetting. The way children's lives are measured by how long they trend online before being replaced by football scores or celebrity gossip. In Canada, we grieve for you. We rage. We remember. Because once forgetting becomes routine, once silence becomes policy, the cycle becomes permanent. America, you've perfected the art of moving on. Too bad your children can't.